rest my
Oh, I
lips.
thought you said penis. Sorry.
Welcome back to Study Break. That's the cold open. Welcome back to Study Break for Study Break 21. And we had a big sesh this time where lots of stuff
The study
happened.
breaks can drink now in America. Well, we have listeners
In
listeners in the UK, so I get in the comments if you
Get
could
in the
drink at
comments.
18.
If you were like,
We
fuck
could buy
you,
a gun when we were 12.
we've been drinking. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I got really kind of political. Sorry, I'm sorry.
You really came out of the gate swinging.
Yeah. Okay. First thoughts. Or do we want to do kind of like a start at the beginning, or just want to do reactions?
I don't remember.
Wow, wow,
anything
wow,
that just
wow.
happened.
You don't remember anything that happened. Okay. Wow. All right. So we started off with basically y'all walking out of the cave and the Wendell and Chet jumping down, which I think was good. They brought those reinforcements back. Boris, we didn't remember Boris for a second.
I
It's
thought
fine.
that you
Lily
I didn't
didn't
remember Boris.
I thought you got
Boris.
Wendell's name wrong, and I was
No.
like, "Who's Boris?" But then I remembered I really love Boris as a character. Like I'm being genuine. Like it's one of my favorite. Like this is skipping like kind of to the end, but like the moment when the princeps was like, "Who wants Boris to be the new leader?" And I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna start crying. Boris was like helping the boys load
I love it.
load supplies into the thing. It's like, yes, he's the perfect. That's what a perfect leader looks like. I mean,
Yeah.
I love like that type of character
Yeah.
that is just like, well, y'all have heard me talk about Aragorn, who's just like a good leader, and it's like, yes, like that is who I trust. So I really love Boris. I'm
Okay.
sorry, I forgot his name.
Yeah, well, and he's. I mean, if we hadn't talked about him. And like, I realized. I think last time we saw Boris was like episode 18.
No, it was sooner. We've only
No,
this is like 3 episodes we've
so
been here.
episode 19.
Oh, it's 21. You're right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Episode 19
Mathin'.
is I think the dance off, and then episode 20 is like the
You're
big
right.
fight.
That's only 2 episodes.
Yeah, but it's been like a month or like and a half for us.
Stop! Don't tell them that.
It's been a while since we saw Boris.
It's been a while.
Is that what I sound like?
No, I was
Been a
singing the song.
while.
I was singing the song.
But I'm glad
Wow.
Boris is back. Oh, I had an idea. I was gonna have had Sawyer memorize their call signs, and as we were leaving, I was gonna like rattle off like a like a bunch of like hand signals to
Yeah.
them. That was stupid.
That's good. No, that would have been funny. That would have been cute.
I meant to do it. Something distracted me.
Yeah. You'll get on the airship and head straight to the church. What you guys learn is a church that is about flowers. I actually thinking back to it, I don't even think I told y'all like he didn't say like who it was for,
That's what
No,
I
but
was
the
like.
history.
You like started, and I was like, "Oh, we're gonna learn about this." And the flowers, I was like, "Wait."
He started talking about the flowers.
But when I rolled my history check, which I did well on,
Yeah.
that was like originally that was whenever we walked into the church, I was like, I'm gonna do a history check.
Mhm.
And then Boris kind of started. He led me right into it. But I was intending to find out who was this worshiping, how long ago were they meeting,
Yeah.
etc. Was it sort of like a temple to some sort of moon associated
Yeah.
deity?
There was I was supposed to get into it, but well, I guess we'll just have to find another time in the story to get into it because one of those things I forgot.
I wanna
Seems to
know
be a common thing.
now.
But
I thought there was a statue of Hyperia.
No, it was a statue of not Hyperia, somebody else.
yeah.
Oh, my bad.
Well, I think it was a statue of like you couldn't tell who it was.
But like, I assume
But it was
not
it was
Hyperia.
like a woman. though.
yeah,
Yeah.
it was like a
And you saw like the phases of the moon in there, and also he talked about like the moon watches
Yeah.
over us and stuff like that. So I mean, you could assume that it's like some kind of temple to like or like a church of some moon person, moon woman.
I thought it would give us some insight in our sun and moon discourse.
I know. It makes me wonder if the Golden Order dropped stuff on it on
Oh,
purpose.
on purpose to like,
They were like,
destroy it.
Yeah, like, oops, that wasn't an act of
Oops.
war because we accidentally dropped the supplies.
Your silly little temple. These two have your supplies.
But I don't know, maybe if like in another session, if I can maybe think back on my observations,
Mhm.
I can sort of remember if people would have been meeting there recently or if I
I
had heard
think-
anything about that deity.
I think you would have. I mean, this isn't. It's kind of like there's been a lot of moon talk recently, of like protection and love and comfort coming from like a moon entity, and it kind of keeps coming up, and it's also like the most unknown thing, but very like pervasive through everything. But yeah, so y'all just, it's kind of like you kind of just don't know like the name and I guess totally the situation.
Originally, when you said the island or the schools were closer to the shoreline, I thought what you were describing was that the tide had come in and that the ocean levels had raised, like putting the literal castles on the island closer to the water level. But what you're actually saying is the entire island itself
Is closer.
to
Yeah.
the coast.
Scooted.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I misunderstood. I thought it was like a moon. The moon's power was getting stronger and it was bringing the tides up.
That would be fun.
That would be a cool thing.
The island is a giant turtle.
That's what I'm hoping.
The island is a giant turtle.
That's like definitely what
That's
I'm
what I thought you were
hoping
gonna
for.
say. I saw a turtle today.
Lucky.
Thank you for contributing.
Big ol' fact drop. Turtle news with Olivia.
I love seeing turts in the wild.
They're pretty
I
great.
did today.
Breaking news.
Turd drop.
New turt just dropped.
Sorry. Anyway, the island's a turtle.
And Boris found out about the note.
That was so beautiful. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm
That
glad
he
you found
That
out.
he was afraid, but he had a little bit of hope of
Mhm.
independence.
Yeah.
I love Boris.
Yeah.
Boris.
Boris is my ideal man.
Oh my god. There has to be some relief in that of like they probably didn't like to make the hot dogs. Like they probably like were
Like they're corporate overlords.
yeah.
Yeah, now they can like, and now that the monster is gone and the flowers have come back, they can probably go back to like their traditional like roots more.
Yeah. Whatever they used to do
Having
that
to make
wasn't
hot dogs.
making hot dogs, which are incredibly unnatural.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
can return to the forest.
they get there to the church. He finds the thing. We head back, right?
Yeah. You guys see that the flowers start blooming.
That was
Um,
beautiful.
Yeah.
Campbell was crying.
I was like, oh my god.
I was just thinking about it, thinking about a little glowing. I assume they're like all like ghostly white.
Well, I was
It
imagining
was so good.
like little baby Firbolgs like dancing around
Yeah,
in
like,
the glowing flowers.
and they're so
chasing
young
each
that they
other.
had never
They've
seen
never
it.
seen them before.
They're crying now.
Are you kidding?
I,
And then the people that haven't seen them in 50 years.
Yeah.
oh, it's that age-old thing of like
I'm gonna lose.
It's like the old couples that like
Mind.
fell in love in these fields, like you get to see
Yeah.
them again.
Stop, I'm gonna cry.
Well, suffer, die.
it's the thing of
So
like
beautiful.
you don't know what you're missing unless you've experienced it before. So it's like
Yeah.
even more beautiful for the people who lived
Lost
without it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Right, y'all have this kind of like heroes returning little scene.
Yes.
And the princesses gladly invites you in, or Bib now, or
Bib.
Princeps at the time. And they bring you in, and they tell you that you guys need to go get Greg to kind of solve what's going on with your friends.
The other day, Rosie was chewing on a needle, and I got a needle stuck in my hand because she was chewing on it.
That was worth it. The other day I tried to rescue a cat, it scratched me up, and there's so many stray cats in my neighborhood. I mean, I had a collar and tags, and I was like, "Come here!" And it came over to me, so I was like, "You have a home,
Yeah.
like with humans, and you need to not be out here with all these stray cats. Like, there's like 50 stray cats in my block."
Mhm.
Yeah.
And I
You
like
beat
get it up to like look at its tag, and it's scratching me, and I'm like, "I'm gonna help. It's the house across the street. It's like your cat is gonna get killed.
Yeah.
Like you are basically like throwing your cat into a world of like gang violence on these streets."
Yeah.
And like it was a little white cat too with a pretty
Oh.
little collar. I was like, "You guys,
This is
like,
Princess from Warrior Cat.
like,
God, I
I
remember
was
the
like,
first
this is
book of
me
Warrior
if I
Cats.
walked around at night, like fucking murdered."
Anyway, I'm still wounded from the needle in my hand from Rosie.
Tough.
It was my
Do
needle.
you want me to give it a kiss?
No.
You want me to give it a kiss?
No.
If you had said yes.
Yes.
Podcast,
No.
podcast over then.
Why
Podcast-
did
Gals and Goblins is breaking
Oh, well,
up.
every time we start kissing, that's the ending.
Why didn't
It's true.
Jared offer?
Whoa.
Why would I offer it?
That's a good point.
Because your boyfriend, girlfriend.
Your boyfriend,
Stop.
girlfriend?
They don't know that.
Oh.
We like to keep that lore hidden
Oh.
whenever we meet new people.
Yeah, the new
Yeah.
people that are on episode 21.
I actually don't know if they know in the podcast.
I think we mentioned in study break. I won't.
Have we?
Yeah, we've mentioned
Yeah.
it.
Well, because there was a while that I think Jared edited it out.
I don't think I did.
I leave
Is he-
it in the study breaks.
He likes to hide our love.
I love romance, so I put it
Whatever.
on in. Anyway,
Speaking of
go
Whatever.
romance.
Anyway.
found Greg
Yeah,
We found
and
Greg.
Nails.
Greg and
Greg.
Nails. And you guys
It's
bring
Greg.
Greg back,
Greg.
and to this little ritual. That happens.
Exorcism.
Fucking.
We were having a grand old time right before
Go
shit really hit the fan,
Yeah,
and
wow.
it got serious. Really
You said
quick.
you were gonna put him to sleep. I know what
Yeah,
that means.
with a little
Aw.
sleeping scroll.
shoe.
Yeah.
What did y'all think that it was gonna be? I'm curious because like we were messing around.
Honestly, similar to what it was. I mean,
Yeah.
I didn't think the whole like memory, like us being affected, but I thought we were gonna have a little black smoke exorcism.
It was like
Business.
pretty close. I did not expect to roll death saves for
Mhm.
him though.
Yeah.
That was
I thought
scary.
I
That's
was
what
like-
freaked me out.
That was fun.
I wanted to give y'all a little bit of
Really felt like
agency.
we were, it felt like we were all like focusing on
Yeah.
the ritual.
It felt like it would really be our fault if Greg.
Yeah,
died.
like if any of us were like, oh, I wonder what's for dinner later, then we would fuck up.
Mhm.
Hot
Yeah.
dogs.
Huh?
I wonder what's for dinner. later.
Probably.
Hot dogs.
Hot
It
dog.
was cool. And I was glad I failed. We did pretty well. So I was glad I failed the first one.
Yeah,
Added a
what
little
that's-
bit of stakes.
That's what a loser would say who failed.
What? It made it so spicy.
What are you grabbing over there?
You just blew my cover.
Sorry.
It was my frog. Give them
I'm
back.
sorry. Sorry. There's been
Olivia always takes my frogs and puts them in her boobs.
there's been some
So,
canoodling.
now they know you have boobs.
Oh
Whoa,
no!
shit.
Well, there is a video on our Instagram that I very clearly have boobs in.
Wow. Anyway,
It performed really
It did
well.
really well.
One of our top posts.
Anyway, Lily doesn't pay attention, so I can be able to grab her frogs while she's like kind of looking at me, and
Off of,
she
like, the
doesn't.
little
That's
dice
nails
tray.
And she doesn't know.
Yeah.
I do pay attention to your eyes.
Exactly. She's
Whoa.
lost in my eyes, so I steal her frogs, and that should be a warning to all of you.
Oh.
Look in my eyes and lose your fucking frogs.
So then we
Anyway.
save Greg.
So we saved Greg. I did a little bit of like a recap thing of like your favorite moments
I liked
that have
that.
happened.
I liked
was
hearing
beautiful.
everybody's moment because I was the first one to go, and I was like, what would Beans' favorite moment be? I was
Yeah.
like, that's different from mine, and I like my
Same.
answer. Like I thought it was all very beautiful. I'm glad Greg didn't die.
Yeah, that was
too.
good. We did a similar thing. We did a similar thing in like our original kind of run of this campaign thing. It was very early on where there was like a little, I took like the mechanics from the like Ice Eladrin in NADPOD, who was like convincing, or was like making them like despair, was like freezing their hearts and stuff. And it was more of like a combat encounter where like you were shown like dark memories and then like happy memories, which is the thing I think is like rad. I think that's like a classic cool moment thing to do. is,
I
like,
love it. I eat it up every time.
Mhm.
It's so edible.
Yeah.
It's so edible.
I particularly like yours, Lily, where you actually like gave us like something in addition to the story that we didn't necessarily like get when we
Yeah,
first
that was
originally
cool.
heard the memory. I thought that was really nice that you said you looked at us because like I didn't even know that.
Thank you. I loved it. I also think I like the fact that our first big heroes celebration, even though we've had some hero moments, our first moment where we're celebrated as heroes by other people wasn't in Frogmont, and
Mhm.
it wasn't like under any sort of like Golden Order administration. It was sort of among these people who like were their own, they like had their own thing and they were their own people, and even though the Golden Order like had tried to control them, like it was on this like big night for them where like their history and their like traditions of like looking at these flowers and like feeling safe like in the moonlight like came back. So it felt like it wasn't like yippee yippee you're the heroes of the Golden Order. It was like yippee yippee you're like the heroes of like yourselves, but
Mhm.
also the heroes of this like independent village.
Yeah.
And that felt really nice. And I think there's something similar to like what Sawyer felt in that moment of like, instead of looking at Felicity, like this hierarchy that she had always played into of like looking at this authority figure, or like who she saw as an authority figure for approval, like she looked at her friends who were her equals.
Mhm.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like it was like a celebration among equals
Mm-hmm.
rather than being approved by an authority figure or like by someone who holds power over you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I thought that was really, really nice.
Cool.
Yeah. It felt good to be like actual like heroes of the people of the realm, not heroes of Frogmont, which is such a like
Yeah.
privileged part of the realm, I'm
Yeah.
assuming.
But I like that, like, we didn't really get it, like, from Miss Gray and Principal Pad. They're like,
No.
we'll put out, and I know it was kind of a bit, but they were like, we'll put out a statement, and like, yes, you did it.
Yeah.
But like, it still felt like good, like, pat on the head.
yeah.
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 But
Great
then with
job.
the Firbolgs, it was like, we did it.
Yeah. We like actually impacted their way of life
Yeah.
and helped them return to something.
Yeah.
Whereas like at Frogmont, I don't know if it feels like that.
I mean, I think at Frogmont it will, but like, again, we won't be doing it for the Golden Order's approval or for,
Yeah.
like, we'll be doing it to help
To
the
save our
girls
friends.
that, like, we're innocent,
Yeah.
Mhm.
you know? So,
Yeah.
yeah. I really like that of like, the people who are celebrating you are your equals.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. And also,
And
I
that's
wanted,
kind of like a big, I don't know, that's like, this is sort of like a coming of age.
yeah.
I wouldn't be like coming of age story, but like that's like something you learn as you're growing up.
Well, that's like what these like big thing about the characters is like what they're learning.
Yeah.
And also like how's that feeling going to be like that you guys are now like called like literally called like heroes in a little village, and now you guys are going back to school.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that I thought that would be kind of funny. Is like, oh, now we have to go to class.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even
Like,
when we save the girls, it'll be like, okay, go
go back
take
to
your
fucking class.
potions exam.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
gonna be like, everyone will forget. That's realistic though. Everyone
Yeah.
will be like, oh, thanks, and forget about
Yeah.
it.
They're like, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all I mean, and about like the like,
You guys are 323 now.
yeah, you guys haven't
No,
saved.
we're 100.
Three-
though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
I
you guys
don't know.
were-
No,
you
I
guys
don't.
were-
I don't think we solidified
We
that
just, yeah, we
in
just
writing.
said that.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys were originally 323, so we'll see.
We're 322. Is what I meant.
But
I think it's also like, I don't know, for me, when like I was thinking of like Beans walking back towards Frogmont at the end of this, it's like it almost seems more daunting to go back into the school. Like it feels so much harder to affect things in the school because
Mhm.
there are so many of those like hierarchy things and social structures. Whereas like I feel like when we went out into the world, it was like all you got to do is do the thing and do your best, and you'll help people.
Yeah, we've had this whole like we've been independent and we've like proved to ourselves and others that we're very capable.
Yeah.
And now we have to go back and be kids again
Yeah.
and get like
But we also could have died, and now we have to go back to like the safety net.
Yeah. It's like
Right.
we've left the
Which
safety
I don't know how
net.
much of a safety net there is at Frogmont. Like,
Yeah.
like in our classes,
Yeah.
I'm thinking from the character's perspective. Like, we're like, oh, we're back in this thing where like people are going to be telling us like, don't do that, do that. When it's like, wait a minute, like I just had a life or death, thing where like
that's kind of how
I could have died. The stakes
I've
were
had
high.
multiple. Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
didn't.
that's a little bit more, I think, of like I would attribute that to more like a college feeling as like someone who's like in college. It's like you still gotta like take care of yourself. You still gotta do a lot of stuff, but like, and you choose to go to class. You choose to like interact with people, but like, there's a safety net. Like you are very much in control, but there's a safety net, and
Yeah.
like you could die. I remember in college, I was like, I could fucking die. Like, like I was like, I could die here. Like I could fuck up, like and die. I don't have like parents or anything.
I did
That's,
not
like,
have that same
checking in.
response in college.
That was like week
That's because
one.
Jared went to 6th Street.
No, that was because I was like big school.
Yeah, that's because
so
Jared went to
scared.
a large
I went
university.
to a very large university.
Yeah.
And that feeling, and then being out in like the world after school, it's like I could really die now. It's like I had like maybe a loose safety net that was very dependent. Like I still had to be on the tightrope, but now it's like there's no safety net. I fall on like I am very much on my own.
Yeah.
And so like the wins feel stronger and the losses feel 10 times harder.
Also, like to go be thrown back into like the kind of bullshit politics of the school. It's like obviously the politics bleed into the rest of the world because we saw the Golden Order.
Yeah.
But I feel like at school there's like so many more factions of politics, right? It's like we have the Golden Order and now we have the golds and the greens and we have all this stuff that we have to try to like navigate, whereas like in the real world it's like that shit doesn't exist as much. Like there's like the overarching politics, but I feel like there's not the like smaller school politics that feel so important once you get in there.
I actually think it is realistic. Maybe this is like the high school I went to, but like people's small scale like school drama politics that were like influenced slightly by like what their parents were telling them or like what they thought their political beliefs should be. Like there was like a very small like petri dish version of the high stakes that are going on out in the real world. Like I think that's really realistic. Like, you know,
but I mean
like
more
there's
of
a
like
small like there like the small scale drama that you experience in my school at least, it is like directly reflective of like what is going on in like the like life or death like big politics scenario of the world.
interesting.
But disclaimer, I went to like a private Christian school, so like people's personal beliefs are like way more relevant in that environment than maybe like a public school educational environment.
Yeah.
It's like we are talking about it and everybody is going to say what they believe and the teachers are going to like teach exactly what they believe about these like very personal things.
I feel like there's way more talking around it.
But I feel like that's how Frogmont is.
Yeah.
Like that's, you know, Frogmont is more like that than like an American public school where it's like everybody kind of like.
But I'm also talking
keeps
about it, the
quiet
politics of like
about those kind of things.
social hierarchy, right? Of like, oh, well, these are the top dogs in the school.
Yeah. Well, now it's like I'm like at Sawyer. It's like I want so badly to like, you know, I will like become friends with these golds if it means that I get to be on the Arcano Ball team. Except now that I've seen like what Connor did and like what this, and maybe that was Hyperion, maybe it wasn't. But now that like there's all this like the Golden Order is like, you know, like worshiping Hyperion and all this stuff. It's like it's not just like, oh, I'll just be friends with the golds and like be nice and hope that they like, you know, hope that that kind of like gets me a leg up to get onto the team. It's like now it's so much more serious.
Yeah.
Of like I've seen how real this is. I feel like we're like kind of, we haven't had like someone super close to us die, but we're like on Tara's level of like Talia. I feel like we're leaning more towards her conviction on the whole matter of like, this is not school drama. This is not like the Arcano Ball team. This is like my friend died.
Yeah. Well, and it's like, how is everything like true? It's like, oh, well, it can be true that like her friends died and like there are golds out there who are like don't care. And then also there's golds who are there just for Arcana Ball. And then there's golds who are there who like believe what their parents told them. And then there's greens who are there who just want to follow somebody. And it's like all of these things that these people are like devoted towards are true. It's just like when we start talking about killing each other, it's like, okay, well now we have like to deal with these circumstances.
Yeah.
But yeah, the ritual ends and then we can talk about the gifts that the princeps gave you all.
I mean, I like definitely figured out from like the ghost flower location that this sweater was like of magical warmth, not like just physical.
Yeah.
warmth, right? So like I don't know exactly what it can do for now, but I know it repelled the goo, which is like incredibly valuable. And then I know that when Felicity went through me and I got this like chill in my spirit, it warmed me back up. That's what we know for now.
I didn't expect to get like information about myself for like from him. I thought he was just gonna be like, yeah, you got it. That's like what it's supposed to do. Congratulations. So that was cool to like actually get
2 souls.
Yeah, to actually,
and we can use it on other people. We can be like, oh, I'm holding up a fake mirror and like looking at someone behind me, so I can see what's going on with their soul.
It was cool to like give it a name, like to understand exactly what's happening. Because then
Yeah.
now we can go to the library and read about it or
And
whatever.
then Beans' was the most mysterious.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like when you got kind of like to enhance your rage ability. When you got mad, that's why I got you mad on purpose. That it would grow, but it's more of like whatever path you're going down, it reflects that.
I would say probably I just now thought of it. It is very much like a moral compass.
I was thinking it ties to, and I've talked about it
but
a
like
little
by
bit.
whose morals?
I mean, I think it is more of like moral compass is a way. It's not like a moral.
It's not like black and white.
But it is like the way that Beans decides to like his like what he seeps into more
Yeah.
is what he will become.
Yeah, because you had that
And
like
that- and-
fiery stubbornness
and
to
it
not
sh-
give up their
Yeah.
faith.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be like, and is not, and this is kind of like me describing it. It is not a like, that's bad. Like
Yeah.
the infernal hell is bad. It is
Yeah.
like there are
Yeah.
bad people there, but like the like hard-headedness and like stubbornness is not always like bad. It is just like a trait that is associated with that.
I took it more as like, this is just like, it's just more of a truer reflection of what he is. Because I think Beans like wants to like be good, air quotes, good, but is fighting the bad in him. Whereas like Olivia knows they can like coexist, and that can just make him into the person he is. So I feel like this like object is a great like signifier of like, whatever you choose is what this ends up being. And like, that's what it is. Like, it's not like necessarily a judgment or anything. It's just like you are creating this along with like how you're creating yourself.
Yeah. And like the decision that Beans made to like not give the ring over and like hold on to it, I think has been like the most significant decision that Beans has made, like whenever he got the knife. And that because that caused like the biggest reaction among like his friends, and like had very like could have had dire consequences.
Yeah.
And I think that was like a trait
Yeah.
that Beans had. So like the knife took that.
It was
and
also a good
responded.
moment for Beans to like realize like you're more important, right?
Yeah.
Like having you with us is more important than like you sacrificing yourself for this thing.
Yeah. Because I feel like that's, I don't know, how he was raised was definitely like, if he's a guardian of hell, it's like he's been trained to probably lay down his life for important people.
Yeah.
And I think he's decided that like you guys are important people. And
Oh.
you'll
Yeah.
do it. Sorry about that.
No, I'm there with you.
What do you think of the princeps saying good luck to Esta and saying like whoever did this to you?
I'm nervous for
So-
Esta.
Yeah, and I want to make it clear that I believed what I
Yeah.
as Campbell was
Yeah.
like. Yeah,
Uh-oh.
okay, cool.
Uh-oh,
But
yeah.
Esta has just been told like a different story
For sure. And I was
whole
picking up on
life
that.
about like the person who is this thing is like this is what was supposed to happen. It was just gonna happen.
Mm-hmm. And also you don't know like what your family like does. You like with your powers with like the arm and stuff. It's like, does everyone get this or like?
Yeah. I think it's so interesting to see like Esta get shaken from like everything she's known, right? Like all the stories, like
Yeah.
having never considered that there was another side of it. So I think it's interesting to introduce the fact of like, this is something that was done to you. Like we weren't born like this.
Yeah.
And like that like narrative of like the chosen one, or like, I don't know. I thought it was an interesting twist on like, what does it mean if somebody did this to you compared to like if you were just born like this? Like,
Yeah.
I feel like in our heads we'd change almost the connotation of it.
Mhm.
It reminds me of Carry On, like how they like made him into
Exactly.
they like
Yeah.
engineered him as a
Exactly.
chosen one.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of like, well, it doesn't matter if you're the chosen one, you're the chosen one. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how you got
But
there,
still,
but
someone
just,
could have
it does.
made you.
Yeah. It,
Like,
it
your parents
For an
could've-
like an ulterior motive.
Yeah, your parents could have been like, "This is the one."
yeah. It gets down to the fact of
or
like,
the dragon itself. I don't know if it has some sort of spirit
yeah.
that like
don't know.
lives on. It could have like.
It's
Yeah,
kind of
because the story is that it's just a like a reincarnation story. It's like he will just come back. Like one of these Ruidans
Then I bet there has
And-
to be some sort of middleman. It's not just the dragon injecting his soul. It's got to be like somebody does it.
Asta was not aware of a middleman.
I believe that Esther
Yeah.
didn't know. I don't think that this is any sort of
Yeah.
like sneaky.
Yeah.
You're not that good at lying. That would be crazy though if you were keeping that from us.
But I think it's fun to see you like
The good
shaken.
luck is scary.
Yeah,
Like-
Yeah, especially from like a wise person.
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah,
It's
when,
like
when somebody tells you like good luck and they're wise,
It's
you're
like-
like, fuck.
like,
Oh
yeah,
shit.
it really is 50-50, huh?
You're like, I'm gonna need
Yeah.
that because
Yeah.
you understand what's
'cause
coming my
it's
way.
Like, this could either be something that like makes me really powerful and like helps me like fight for the things that I love, or it's gonna be like this other soul within me is going to like take over and cause chaos. And do have its own desires and fight for the things
but
that
what is
it cares about.
What has it said to you? Your interactions with it. You know?
Like, I've been watching you.
Like it hasn't really said anything
Yeah.
to let you know if
You
it's a
got, you
threat.
guys haven't really had like a conversation.
No, we've
You guys
had
gotta talk
very
soon.
It's been a little transactional, and that's kind of it.
yes.
Yeah, but it's kind of like a, which is funny because you play a warlock sometimes. It's been like a
Kind of like a
you
patron.
free me and then you get more power,
Yeah.
or you free me, I give you more power. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Interesting.
Who knows?
I felt so
who
left
knows how
out.
many clicks?
I know.
It's like
Until it's
a
free.
it's a ticking bomb
Yeah.
essentially.
Yeah.
I was gonna.
How many times do I get to use this power until I'm like
Yeah,
it?
it takes
He's
over.
out, and then
Whoa.
I'm not me anymore.
I was gonna make up my own Sawyer prophecy because I felt so left out. These
That
guys
was
had
so
cool ass
funny.
prophecies. I was gonna make one up that was gonna be like, yeah, it says that the daughter named Sawyer will be the best Arcana Ball player in the land.
Yeah, we can talk about those prophecies.
Oh yeah. I'm so well.
The prophecy is that she'll send her foot up your ass.
Yeah.
That's why all the
That's,
Cinder
you,
foot.
you already have
That's
your
why it's so
prophecy.
much better when, like, if you're a girl, if you use she/her pronouns, then it works better because she'll send her foot up your
Oh,
ass.
okay, yeah. Obviously.
So
I was not. So the reason I pulled out my backstory with my handy dandy prophecy was because you mentioned the stars, and I was like, oh, this would be a great time. I can like hint at that because I feel like we haven't really had access to the stars, like looking at them a lot. But then we like got into it, and I was like, shit, let's just read it. I was
Yeah.
like, let's just read this. And then when I'm glad you reminded me that Beans couldn't read because I was like, oh shit, yeah, you want to read it for me? But I thought that was kind of fun for somebody else to read it.
Mm-hmm.
And then we both had stuff about stars falling. Did we do that on purpose?
No, well, you were in the
did we do
you-
that on purpose?
you were consulting me about maybe having a prophecy, and I said you should do it, and then I told you mine. Or like I don't know if I told you all of mine, but I said it had stuff to do with like stars and shit, and
Beans
you were
has
like,
always had stuff to do with stars. Though.
yeah,
And
Beans-
Esta's
Yeah.
name has always meant silver star.
yeah,
Mhm.
but like you came up with your prophecy a little bit after mine, and I told you like parts of it,
Yeah.
and what you had already crafted kind of tied in. So you kind of wrote yours to like vaguely maybe tie in, but
Yeah.
it didn't have to because
It
it was
didn't
kind
have
of up
to.
to Jared.
But it was a nice moment. It was nice that they relate to each other because then it was like, oh, your prophecy and my prophecy like sound really similar.
I've always
That's so
seen-
fun.
I've always seen like once I found that you had yours, and I think you showed me it when yours got done. I've always seen them as like they feel like they're like the dueling prophecies,
Yeah.
like the chosen ones on either side.
if,
even
if it turned into that after the foreshadowing of like y'all dueling for president,
Well, that's the thing.
and
Like,
then,
you guys,
Holy-
your
you guys-
characters had to actually fight.
and
like,
they were like, wait,
you guys
no.
said like I would
That's
never
such a
fight
good
you, and I was like,
story.
you literally fought each other.
And then I
We
clarified,
clarified.
I would fight you for fun, not for to the death.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I know that like we are playing this as friends, and like we all want our characters to work together because
We're
like
not
it doesn't really work when a party's not working
We're
together.
enemies.
That is such a good story.
It would be such a good story because we as people would be so like it would be so hard to get us to like take a swing or like have to make
I
a
want it
move
to
against the
happen.
other person.
It's giving a crown of candy. Not really. That would
I've never
Insane.
seen it, so
It's giving Jared's gonna tell me open up my character sheet and take over Esta.
yeah.
Some point.
No, I mean on the topic of like PvP, I feel like I feel as though I've never been like a super big fan of it, because I think typically in cases that I've seen it, I've been like, oh, come on, we should be playing together and like having fun, but I noticed I've been like setting up a lot of like internal conflict with y'all. Like, but like that's like interesting, and like it's, and I'm not. Oh,
Look at these player characters. I gave them anxiety,
and I'm not trying to like. I'm not trying to like really like pit y'all against each other. It's more of just like small things that you need to like make a decision on.
But I think it's fun of like if we have this inkling of like, oh my God, what if we are like destined to be pitted against each other, whatever that fucking means, you know?
Yeah.
Of like us actively working against that to stay together. Like I think that just adds a nice,
also
like,
very beautiful.
like that just adds like a nice layer to all of our actions. Like the more we think that we might have to be pitted against each other,
the closer and stronger it makes us.
Yeah.
Together.
And I like PvP in the sense of like I have enjoyed it when it's like the DM takes over a character for a second, makes a move against somebody, and then like they disappear or be taken away, and like it's all about like finding them. I think it's fun in that sense.
In my mind, that's not PvP. That
okay,
is, like,
well, like I mean, like I think like literally it is, because it's like it is your player character against somebody. But I understand what you mean of like you don't want to actively make me decide to have to.
Yeah,
but
if the DM does that, the characters don't have to have any motivation to fight each other.
Yeah.
But if the DM doesn't take over, like there has to be some sort of like conflict.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so, but I think the reason that I've thrown a little bit of like nuggets at y'all that stir a little bit of internal conflict amongst each other is that you are players who want to play with each other and like want to rely on each other and want to stick together. So I think that is a little bit of, like that's just more of the game for y'all. It's like, oh, like my character's situation goes against like the other players, my friends, in a meta sense, and like I don't want to do that. So like that's a puzzle. That's part of the game. Whereas if y'all were like, I want my character to like have a good story on top of everything else, in like, and even if the like I'm like going against everything, or like you're like, ooh, like I kind of want to do PvP. Like I know none of y'all like are itching for PvP. So
but we were, because they dueled each other.
I am.
That
it's
is
in
true.
a funny sense.
And like in a funny sense.
Yeah, but it was like
genuine,
a good, cool way to get.
Yeah, and it was a bit.
We were trying to decide on.
But like, imagine if y'all have to like, we become extra powerful, and then like, instead of using Arcana Ball bracers to like convince everyone that y'all are fighting each other, you're like, we're using like huge major illusions.
We have to like parallel
like it's the same, like it's the same thing to like, I'm doing air quotes, satisfy the prophecy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. We like put on a show to be
Maybe
like,
I shouldn't
we're
put this
so
in case
against
that
each
happens.
other.
That is so cool.
But then we turn it around and we're double agents and we destroy whoever
and we fight
pitted
back
us.
to back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should I like cut this out in case that happens?
No.
No,
That's the
you should
coolest
keep
shit
it.
I've ever heard.
No, you should keep it in, because if it does eventually happen, that would be so
Then
satisfying.
people will be like, it was scripted.
No, because the people like listening will be like, it happened. Because like you can't like, this is fucking improv. Like you can't script this shit. You know what I mean? It's like if it
Now I want
happens,
that
it
to happen.
happens.
But I can't control it because it doesn't even involve me.
Like we're gonna remember that. We're
In 2
gonna
weeks.
finish campaign in like
We
6
forgot
months.
Boris, my dream man. So
yeah.
So we can forget anything. That's for sure.
But yeah, I think that PvP with y'all is interesting because y'all don't want to do it.
That's true.
yeah, it wouldn't be fun with a
And
party who was
I-
like,
I can trust you all that even if like you do some kind of like conniving, then like there's a very good reason.
You'll know that we'll have a reason behind it rather than just like.
And I know,
did it.
and I know that you aren't like, fuck you, I'm gonna like do my character because like that's what my
This is what my character would do.
yeah. Literally.
I am like that, but
in a good way.
So y'all get the gifts and y'all hear a couple things. Y'all leave. Boris becomes Princeps. Princeps becomes Bib, And
We talked about the prophecies.
You guys talked to Chet a little bit about the about his love interests.
Dude, we've been like wailing on Chet.
Trying.
He's a hard nut to
We've been
crack.
trying to change.
He's a 14-year-old boy, and we're like,
Wendell.
That was fun.
That was
fun.
Yeah. Yes.
I really thought that he and Wendell were gonna be like,
I don't know. We'll see him again. Will they? Won't they?
will they?
Will they? Won't they?
I don't know. The swooping in and like saving him from falling out of the sky. Come on, that's so romantic. But anyway, if Chet, I don't know, maybe Chet will find someone else at Brimstone.
I'm just glad he
Or
got his
Valkyrie.
eyes off Beans.
I think the idea.
Where were you going with that one?
Because at first I was like, oh, like Chet, like I'm sure there's plenty of other girls at Frogmont. And then I went, oh, I cannot subject those poor other girls at Frogmont to the like dastardly flirtations of this man. So then I was like, I'll send him to Valkyrie to like fuck with the Valkyrie people so that he
Okay.
like tries to flirt with them and makes all his like, he uses all his terrible pickup lines. Cause like, the idea of him using that on like the Valkyrie snobs is so funny to Sawyer.
I picked up what you're putting down.
So that's what I was going for there. I guess.
Yeah,
Okay, I don't know. If
I know.
that
I
was...
picked it up. I thought it was hilarious.
Okay.
I thought that was good.
That's what I was. But my idea was that Chet would immediately like bust into Valkyrie and be like, "Hello, ladies," and like I thought that would be so funny because they would all be like, "Ah, as if." So.
That's good.
But if he finds love, you know, right next to him
Yeah.
and his team, that's beautiful.
I like that we have speaking stones for them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not
And
And
really.
a bag of holding.
Yep.
And we have two, so we can call each other.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I
If
will
we ever
say-
have to split up.
Split up.
They will hear anything. There is no like, oh, I just want to go to this person.
Oh, okay.
If you're gonna talk into it, they're gonna hear.
Are they on all the time?
I don't know. It depends.
Good.
Well,
okay.
Chet has that thing on and turned volume all the way up.
He
I'm
has
gonna
a
take it
pump
into the bathroom with me when I have to poop. It's what my character would do.
I'd say like you could turn them off, but like
We're finally playing real
But you
D&D.
can't like be like private line to Wendell.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
We're-
Well,
We're finally playing real D&D because we have a bag of holding
Yep.
in my head.
exactly.
We haven't been playing actual D&D until now because we have a bag that can hold things.
Oh, okay.
And like
everybody knows that.
I didn't want you like I kind of gave those to y'all because this kind of like little like arc quote unquote isn't over because y'all still haven't like healed the gals.
Yeah.
And like it seems like there's some
I
things
hope they're
that,
still alive. It's been a while.
We gotta heal it. The moment their eyes pop open, I'm gonna be like, "Who was it? Who fucking died?
What do you know?
We have not figured it out. Tell us."
I think we should just give them enough for them to like come back a little bit and be like, you don't get the rest of it until you tell us what the fuck is going
That's
on.
messed up.
Do you don't think they're gonna come? They're gonna come
That's
back.
like a big pharma move.
Yeah. And
They're-
I was
Gonna
raised
wake
on
up
big
and Graffer's
pharma.
gonna turn over and go, oh.
Yeah. No,
I'm
'cause
just
the
telling
minute
you.
they're better,
She went down swinging, and she's
Yeah.
gonna come up swinging.
I think the minute they're better, they're gonna look at us and be like, and they're gonna scoff at us and not answer our questions.
I
Don't worry. I think I
really
have hold
don't.
person.
That wouldn't be very yes and of Jared.
Yeah, that's so true. And he has to yes and.
y'all said goodbye to the boys and then y'all saw
And we made friendship bracelets with them.
y'all made friendship bracelets.
little crowns. That was cute.
and they were glow in the dark.
they were glowing.
Glowing. I don't think I've ever made a daisy chain in real life.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Been to camp.
I have never been to camp, and I'm proud of that.
Couldn't be us.
Oh yeah.
And then you guys saw Sapphire running up with a note.
Oh my God.
What about that?
I think it's a note that says, "Everybody's dead. Get out of here."
That's my biggest fear. It could be from Felicity. It could be
Why would they send someone to meet us at the dock with a note?
Well, I wonder.
Like
if,
what is so urgent that
well,
we needed?
it could be Felicity.
It's like a
and
secret.
It could be like, don't let them know that you have this cure.
oh, so let them die.
Why would she trust Sapphire with that?
Because she knows that that's who we're close
Or
to
maybe-
that's still awake.
Or maybe Sapphire has like found something out herself and is trying to
But
let
why
us
would she
know.
write it down?
Because maybe she can't say it out loud.
Maybe.
They're listening. The boys gave us speaking stones to spy on us, didn't they?
Nope.
I don't think so. It could be from Sabina too.
That's true.
Maybe.
I think it could be from anybody. I think we might just have to play another session and find out.
Oh, right now.
Yippee! 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 No.
Who do y'all want it to be from? What do y'all want the note to be? If the note could be anything, what would it be?
I don't want to know.
Like for spice or like for like a
Anything.
good thing.
Anything.
Well, because it's more interesting if it's kind of bad, right? But it's God. I just.
I want it to be a cryptic note from Sabina. That's like, beware the something.
Oh, I know what I want it to be. No, I don't.
That was a violent.
I thought of something, but then it's like I don't know if I want this. Never mind. I was just thinking like
I
if
want
was
it to be
some sort of,
something
like,
bad because that creates conflict
Do you
and
want
it
it to
makes
be
it more
like-
interesting.
they could be gone. It could be like somebody has taken their bodies,
Huh?
Holy shit!
like their comatose bodies. Somebody
oh my
could have
god, they
taken them.
turned into goop people and they left. They disappeared.
But why would that
Well,
be?
yeah, I was
no.
gonna say, why would that be a no?
I don't know.
The
You
note-
tell us.
I don't know.
You
I don't know
have
it's
to
on the
know.
note. It's you
I
have to
do
go
know.
back.
I
We
do know
sent
what
you
the
for the
note is.
wrong thing. You have to go back.
the note could be. I think it could be from Felicity, but I know we've had a lot of Felicity
Yeah.
reveals.
Mhm.
So like,
I know what the note is. It's the new class.
the new class president.
No, it's the new class list, and we're number 1.
Yeah.
It's our report card that I've
I
been
think it's
asking.
something
It's
from
our
Principal
it's
Pad.
I
It's
think
a
it could be
grading
like
rubric.
Principal Pad got murked.
oh, why
That'd
would
be
it be a
wild.
note?
Do you know what I mean? Or it could be like Lord Arathis is the new headmaster. It could be
pass it on.
I would say you can assume that the note is from somebody because then Ruby
I
could
think
just tell you.
I think it's the grading rubric I've been asking Miss Gray for since the beginning of this fucking campaign.
I think Sabina was a good guess.
that was my.
But
Why
Would-
would she? I
would Sabina
I-
write a note?
I like can't figure out why it's Sapphire. Like who do we know?
Because the rest
Who's gonna
of Team
send
101
Sapphire?
is down.
Okay,
Are they waking? Are the other girls popping up at all?
we gotta bring them
We
the
don't
stuff.
There's the nectar.
we haven't got
The nectar.
nectar
Yeah.
yet.
We need,
We
the,
need the
nectar.
But we will finish that on. I guess we'll just have to find out what that note is next time on.
I
Thousand
think it's.
Cowboys.
I think it's gonna be like something with like the cure we've got. I think it's gonna be like either like don't bring it or like bring it to this secondary. Like bring it to the caves.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've taken Talia and Gracker's bodies because we don't trust the Golden Order.
Ransom
Like-
note.
Bring the. Ooh. That's good. I was gonna say like bring the cure like to them so that we can do it ourselves
Mhm.
because we think that the Golden Order is gonna like do some fucked up shit. But I like ransom note. If you want to see Talia and Gracker's comatose bodies again, I don't know.
What do y'all? What are y'all's plans, real quick, on for next episode?
Plans
Plans.
Like,
Well,
what do y'all need to? Like, what do y'all want to do?
We need to wake up Talia and Gracker with the
Mhm.
for what the fuck
potion
is happening.
and interrogate them.
I think we should plant a tracking device on Felicity.
Oh my god, we have 2 sending stones.
We can't plant a stone on her.
Are you sure about that?
I want to turn her badge. I wish I hadn't fucked with her badge already, but now I know that I can fuck with her badge. I could get her badge and make it a scrying badge. Could you do that? I am a fighter.
I think we'd have to
I
figure it out.
don't think that's something I
Yeah,
can
you're a
do.
sorcerer. Well, maybe we
But
know
we
someone.
know teachers.
We know teachers who
We
would
know- we-
definitely enchant a
we could
faculty
find
badge
a
to spy
goddamn
on
wizard.
someone.
We can find a goddamn wizard in this school.
Oh my god! Why didn't we ask
them.
the boys what class they were?
Real quick, let's go. I really gotta go poop. So let's do A's and F's.
My A+ is for Lily's memory that she added from the Arcano Ball team about seeing us and our friends. And my flunk is I got nothing.
That's good.
No flunk.
Yeah.
4.0.
I want to give an A+ to myself. I think I
Hell yeah.
have been getting more confident with like role play and
Ooh.
also I talk more now.
I
Hell
agree.
Yeah.
You deserve that A+.
Yeah, but I flunk myself because every time we're even like a little bit emotional, I just start going like, and then
That's not a flunk. That's beautiful.
and then I like can't finish what I was gonna say.
That's fine.
Ooh,
I love when you get emotional.
She's crying right now.
I am. I'm mad at myself.
No.
Don't be mad at yourself. It's a beautiful thing about you.
Emotions
I
are
cry
beautiful.
so much.
Me too.
I'm so emotionally open today.
That's so healthy.
That's good. That's
No.
great.
That's
That's
good.
great
I
to
know.
be emotionally open.
You guys don't get it.
What? I was at the same workshop as
I'm
you.
just
Campbell and I
like
did an acting
Thanos.
workshop today that was all about being emotionally vulnerable.
You
Some
don't
of us
cry
are
on cue.
emotionally stunted, like Jared.
Whoa!
I haven't cried.
I could
since
cry
was a
on
baby.
cue if
Just
I
kidding.
so chose.
You cry a lot. You
But
just
I
cry
can't
silently.
Control it.
I can cry so quiet.
It just
You
like
never know.
I never know.
I could cry about how much I gotta go poop right now.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
You go.
Okay, my A+ is gotta be. I think a lot of the fun that we had in the little moments, like especially right before the ritual, I feel like we had a lot of fun messing around with that, especially with the princeps. And then I think I'm gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna give myself a C.
Oh shit.
For not. I feel like I got lost a little bit whenever I was at the beginning, whenever I was trying to read parts of the like at the church and stuff like that. I forgot some stuff, but I think it'll make it interesting down the road to see how to figure that out. So I'm gonna give myself a C. So like we need to bump it
Okay.
up.
Room
Hang on.
for improvement.
I just tell you guys what just happened. I dropped my dice, and Rosie was in the blankets. Hang on.
You need to go get that dice. You need to go get that dice.
I dropped my dice. Rosie was snuggled into the blankets. The dice hit the floor, and I saw her face emerge from her blanket profile like a shark fin. She sensed that there was something on the floor. Sorry, it was
Something just happened.
it was really funny, and then immediately she spotted it and tried to go eat it.
My A+ is for Jared for making us feel like heroes.
Awesome.
Which
That's
is-
the goal.
Yeah,
That's sweet.
which is what D&D is all about
Yeah.
in some ways, and you know, it's nice.
Yeah. How do you make your players feel like heroes / like the hero?
Yeah, it felt like we were like the heroes, even though it was with Brimstone.
Ugh.
I know, I love him. I love him so much.
Oh, we've got buddies.
It takes all my acting skills to pretend like I don't love Brimstone. And my flunk is I said something earlier. I was like, oh, I should have done it. I should have made up my own prophecy.
Oh.
To try to I wish I'd made up a fake
It's not
prophecy.
cool if
to try to
everybody
fit
has a
in.
prophecy.
No, I mean like it would have been like
That would've been
Sawyer
so
making up
funny.
a fake
Yeah.
prophecy, not like me making up
When
something
we were all
canon.
looking at you, you should have been
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh yeah, I'm
Oh
like,
yeah, it's
too."
that the third Cinderfoot child will save the world.
Save the world.
Save the world."
Yeah, it was such a good session.
Thank you so much for listening to Gals and Goblins Steady Break Edition. We will be back next week with something special. That's probably maybe a regular episode, maybe not. I don't know. We'll see.
Might be a guest episode.
It might be a guest episode, but
Ooh.
don't count on it. We'll probably, but you will know what it is if you're in our Discord, because we put a little announcements of like a couple weeks ahead of what the episodes will be.
We let you know what's going on if you're in the Discord, and if
Yeah.
you're not,
If you're not,
luck.
you have no idea.
And we post silly little memes
Yep.
and little reactions.
Yep,
It's so fun.
it's a good little time. We
Everybody in there is my best friend.
That's so true.
Yeah.
and also if you want to come in and liven it up, we go through some quiet periods, but I mean, jump in. We'll have a chat. If you want to ask a question.
We talk to you directly on our Discord. I love talking to people.
That's true.
Me
Or
too.
whenever someone has like a question about like
you can send
mechanic
pictures
or-
of your pets. It's
Yeah.
my
Yep.
personal favorite
I
channel.
love when people send pictures of their animals.
Me
Yeah.
too.
But yeah, see you next week. See ya.
Bye.
Bye.